Hey tech enthusiasts, this is Saf here and welcome back to my channel. Today I have with me the Vivo X100 Ultra. I've been using the phone past 1 month and I have to tell you it is a brilliant phone in every regard, but its camera, it's what truly sets it apart. It is one of the best smartphone camera systems on the market today. Unfortunately, the limited international release might make getting your hands on it very tricky. Let's do a deep dive to find out more, shall we? If you haven't done so, please do make sure you hit the subscribe button and the bell icon so you don't miss any of my upcoming videos. So without further ado, let's get started. Now let's talk about the design of the phone. As far as design is concerned, it is a glass sandwich with the front and the back being a frosted glass, and the side, it's got an aluminium frame running around the body of the phone, and on one side it's got the power button along with the volume rocker button over here, and the other side it's clean finish. And if you actually see, it's got a bit of indent over here in the side, and at the bottom it's got a dual SIM tray along with the USB Type-C, and it's got a dual stereo speakers, one at the bottom and one at the top. But one thing you cannot escape in this phone is the behemoth, I mean literally a behemoth camera bump over here. So that's how they look when you look at the sideways, and you can actually see the camera bump really protrudes. But there's a reason for that, purely because it's got 4 cameras, one 50 megapixel wide, 50 megapixel ultra wide, and it's got 200 megapixel of periscope telephoto lenses with a 3.7 times of optical zoom. And also this phone can shoot 8K videos at 30 fps, 4K at 30, 60 and 120 fps, and also the front camera records 4K at 30 and 60 fps, which is very good, I would say. And as far as the display is concerned, this one has got a 6.78 inches of LTPO AMOLED display with the 120 Hz refresh rate, and it's got a peak brightness of 3000 nits of peak brightness and a 517 ppi display. As far as design is concerned, I won't say it's groundbreaking by any means, or which is something which you have never seen, but the build quality in this phone looks really good. I don't see any sharp edges or sharp corners, and everything is well rounded, and the build quality, I'm extremely happy with the build quality. And also if you see the camera bump, it's got a wee rich kind of a pattern over here, which actually gives a nice aesthetic appeal to the phone. And now talking about the cameras, as I mentioned, this one has got a triple camera setup. The output which you achieve from this camera is absolutely phenomenal. Here are some of the samples which I've taken from this camera. One thing which I absolutely love in this phone is the zoom camera. I have used different phones which have got zoom cameras, but I feel like this one is, according to me, this one is one of the best phones when it comes to the zoom camera. And the pictures taken from this one has got very good clarity. I did not have any issues with this phone when it comes to the clarity. The colors were punchy, they pop out, and the pictures look very vibrant, and it's got a good contrast ratio as well. And the dynamic rate is quite good in this particular camera. Whether you're taking the normal pictures or whether you are using the zoom camera, they look absolutely phenomenal. This is one of the phones which I absolutely love taking pictures with. The output is absolutely amazing. And as far as display is concerned, it's got a 6.78 inches of LTPO AMOLED display with peak brightness of 3000 nits and 120 Hz of refresh rate. And as far as displays are concerned, it's got a very good display, and I can't complain with the display. Whether you're watching content on this one, the display seems to be very good. It's got very punchy display with colors pop out, and it's got deep blacks, and the contrast ratio and the resolution is really good. So it's an absolute pleasure watching videos or content in this 6.78 inches of screen. And even in outdoor space, I never had any issues viewing the screen. It has been absolutely wonderful. Because of the peak brightness of 3000 nits, even watching content outside in bright sunlight should not be of any issues at all. When you're talking about the software, this phone is equipped with the latest Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 processor, and all the applications in this one run absolutely smooth. I never had any kind of issues running any kind of applications in this one. All apps run absolutely fast without any issues. I didn't have any issues or any lags or jitters. Everything seems to run absolutely smooth. Even though this one is a Chinese ROM, a lot of people might think that, oh, because it's Chinese ROM, would you have any kind of bloatware? Yes, you do get a lot of Chinese bloatware, which thankfully, as far as Vivo is concerned, you can pretty much get rid of all the Chinese apps. So you can actually see I have removed all the Chinese apps, so you can actually make it however you want. And the software experience in this one, in spite of this being a Chinese ROM, this one has got the Origin OS, which is one of my favorite OSs when it comes to the Chinese ROM. I like the widget, the weather widget. There are certain widgets which are quite quirky, quite cool. You can actually customize the widget the way you want it. You can shrink it, you can expand it vertically or horizontally. You can customize the way you want the phone, which is something which I really like. And even though this being a Chinese ROM, all apps work absolutely fine. Whether you are using the Google Pay, it works fine. Whether you are using any banking apps, all the banking apps work fine. I never had any issues with any of the banking apps. They work absolutely flawless. Yes, even though this one is a Chinese ROM, there are certain limitations like using Android Auto or Wear OS. Previously, you could not run it, but now there are workarounds for you to use your Android Auto, or if you want to use your Wear OS, there are workarounds. And as far as the speakers are concerned, this one has got a dual speakers, one at the bottom and one at the top. And here is an output how the speakers sound. Well, as far as the speaker is concerned, I'm actually happy with the output of the speakers. I won't say they are the best of the best, but definitely very good speakers, that's for sure. And as far as battery life is concerned, in my past 1 month of using the phone, I never had any issues with the battery life. The battery life has been absolutely solid. When I was using it, I used to play games or running social media apps or doing quite a lot of things like taking pictures and everything. This one is a solid phone. The battery life is absolutely amazing. You will easily last through the whole day and still have enough juice left out for the next day. This battery life in this one, in my opinion, is definitely an A+. And this one has got a 55 milliamp hour battery. Along with that, this one has got an 80 watts of wired with a 30 watts of wireless reverse charging as well, which is amazing. And they do charge up quickly as well. So overall, what do I think about this phone? The Vivo X100 Ultra, according to me, is one of the best phones when it comes to camera. If you are a person who absolutely loves to take pictures and who is like me, who's a sucker for zoom cameras, this one is a very good choice. I would say this is one of the best phones in my opinion, which from all the phones which I have tested recently, I would say this one has been my personal favorite when it comes to the photography. Whether it is a normal wide camera or an ultra wide or a zoomed pictures, this particular phone delivers a great output when it comes to taking pictures. And also this phone has got a very good battery life. So clubbed with a fast processor, very good camera, and also this does not weigh that heavy. Even though yes, this one has got a big massive camera bump, it's still manageable. It is not very top heavy, and this one weighs about 229 grams, so it's still manageable. And if you are in the market looking for the best phone for very good value for money, I would say I am absolutely delighted using the Vivo X100 Ultra. This is one of my favorite phones recently in this year, and if you think so, I would say go ahead, go for it. Even though it is not available globally, you have to import this from China, but apart from that, this one is a phenomenal phone. So give it a try, you will absolutely love it. Thank you very much for watching, and if you have any questions regarding this phone, please do leave a comment so I can reply back to you. And if you share the same experience like me about this phone, please do let me know in the comments as well. And thank you very much for watching, and you have a lovely day.